recording.
Something new. You want to lead us into this bourbon solo thing?
Hello, everybody.
Great start.
We're about to do this bourbon
So-
right here.
This is Midnight Movie Distillery. We're doing something a little different today. What are we going to do today?
We're going to just do an unpaired bourbon review. We're going to do a bourbon review without a movie.
I think that sounds good.
Is that possible? Can we do that?
I think we can do that, but I think we should also introduce our guest.
Of course. We have a special guest with us, Mr. Mike Notch. Is that what we're going by officially?
That'll
Mr.
work.
Mike Notch from Everyday BBQ.
Michael Notch.
Michael.
Oh,
gee.
yeah.
I
We gotta-
was expecting
Mr.
Cut.
Mr. Notch.
Right?
Take two.
From Everyday BBQ, a phenomenal channel of barbecuing food, recipes, fun, and spilling food on his porch constantly. So, if you'd like to get into that, please check out his channel. It is Everyday BBQ.
And
Mike, would you like to give a quick little
we'll
plug?
put a link in the
We
in
will
the
put a
description
link
as
in
well.
the description.
Just go to Everyday BBQ. It's right here on YouTube, and yeah, you may or may not like it. That's my promise.
Oh, you'll like it.
I think you'll love it.
You'll like it. One of my recipes made the cut. My
Yeah,
tomato bread. Yeah,
I
that's
made
good
it
stuff.
better though.
No, I beg to differ,
I
but
took what you had
And it's on.
Elevated it.
and you made it different. and I won't interview
just
your
can't- he
daughter
can't
over
accept
this
it.
because your
Fine.
daughter is clearly going to say yours is better.
Sure, yeah.
And that's incorrect.
It's-
Okay.
it's your story. Let's get into the
Let's-
bourbon, buddy.
Let's talk about the bourbon. So I saw this bourbon. I'm always looking for bourbons to pair with our movies, and I saw a bourbon that intrigued me. And that takes a lot to intrigue me on these days. But I wanted to try it. I hate opening fresh bourbons by myself. I like to do it with friends because well, not you,
No.
but because it's
You
more
just showed up.
fun.
I'm just here.
It's just more fun. So this is what I found. This is a great bourbon. I think. Oh,
Nope.
sorry.
Oh.
Wait.
Wrong bag.
Hold on. This is. You want to cut to my camera real quick here? Can you see that? Oh,
Yeah,
there we go.
there you go.
There we go. Okay, this is Oppidan. Oppidan? Oppidan?
Oppidan.
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 Smoke.
That sounded real fancy. We'll go
I know.
with
I'm
that.
going to go with that.
Oppidan.
Oppidan.
That sounded like Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Lieutenant
Smoke
Diane.
and sea.
Ooh.
So smoke and sea got me. The plain label did it because usually if it's too fancy of a label, it's not good shit.
Right.
But listen to this. Oppidan Smoke and Sea is a combination of our 4-grain bourbon and the Solara aged bourbon. So 2 different kinds of bourbon, finished in French oak and peated Islay Scotch barrel.
Wow.
Okay.
So 2 different kinds of bourbon in an extra peated smoked French oak barrel that was used for Scotch.
Okay.
Wow.
Now I'm a big
Interesting.
Scotch fan. I'm a big smoke and sea. I like the sea salt. I love.
But we all
Jefferson
hate
Ocean.
the French though, don't we?
Well, the French part. Yeah, it's a little bit.
I love
Let
Jefferson Ocean too. This is
Right.
great.
Yeah, that's
this is
what
what
I'm
excited me about
intrigued.
this. So, and as it says, structured and dark fruit notes, while the Islay casks add a layer of smoke, earth, and sea.
We need a fire
gotta
in there.
try
I was going to say, yeah.
You'd have a
well, you
group.
technically have the fire from the cask, right?
That's
Well,
very
the
true.
the charred. If it was a charred
Yeah.
cask, they don't specify that, but not all charred. You char a cask if you want to get a little extra flavor out of it, and it makes it a little bit easier to get that oak flavor because it's easier to penetrate the wood and drain from the wood and penetrate the wood and drain from the wood. It's all about the in and out, in and out, in and
Yes,
out.
with the
He likes the
penetration.
word penetrate.
Yeah. Come on, you can do it. Oh, wait.
Where's the-
we
where's
gotta,
the-
we
where's
gotta
the
get the
pop?
sound.
Ready?
We gotta get the pop.
Okay, okay, okay.
Uh-oh.
I don't know
That
if
kind of
that
fell
works.
short.
That's very Scotch smelling. I know we're sniffing out of the bottle, but that's what we do.
Yeah, I would agree.
That is,
And that's not in a
Scotchy.
bad way.
No, I love Scotch.
Yeah, not in a
Scotch.
bad
I
way.
like Scotch almost better than bourbon. I really will say I like it better than bourbon.
Yeah.
Eyebrows went up.
Now, this should be a good gateway drug for Logan because Logan is more of a bourbon guy. He's getting into the bourbon. He's not into the Scotches yet.
Not yet.
I feel like I can almost smell the smoothness here. So I'm going to prejudge this just a little. We'll see what
I
happens.
agree.
It did say the bourbons that they mix this with are about 4-year aged bourbons
Okay.
before they finished it in the sherry cask. They don't specify that. Usually it's about 6 months, give or take.
While he's pouring, I'm gonna go get our barrels.
Oh, we didn't get
yeah,
the barrel
yeah.
rating things. This is a new thing for us, folks. We're just trying something to do for fun here.
I don't know
Straight
that
on
they're in
bourbon.
there.
There we go. Very nice.
Can I have your glasses there, Warwick, please?
Yes, you can. I think they might be on the table with Mindy.
Ooh, that's a heavy pour. Give that one to Logan.
Yeah.
And Logan gets that one.
I might have to grab them. I cleaned the room yesterday when. Yeah.
There's another heavy pour. That one's for Warwick.
All right.
Pass that glass down. And while they're out there searching for shit while we're recording, so I've never heard anything about this Oppidan place. Okay, but they are in Waukegan, Illinois.
No kidding.
So they're local. So, and the other thing about this is I believe they said it was a 4-grain, which is good. But the Solara aged bourbon. So the Solara aged bourbons means they take their regular recipe and they age it in Solara casks, French oak casks, that is supposed to impede more of a honey taste, a little sweeterness to it than your typical oak. So we'll get less, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get less honey, more sugar, or if we're just going to get more sugar. But I'm terribly excited about it. Are we ready?
Almost. I think I'm just trying to make sure you have all the numbers.
I don't want to edit out.
I'm just going to randomly remove some numbers for you, Lon.
Thank you. Is that his? You're going to take out the ones that you... 1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5. I'm good. Everybody else got a 1 through 5?
Looks good.
Okay. So I don't know if you fellows heard, but this is from Waukegan, Illinois.
Ooh.
So it's local.
I like
Alright.
the smell.
Yeah,
guys
I
ready?
have to say, I do like the smell.
It's a Scotch smell.
It does have a Scotch. Well, not all Scotch.
No,
it
but
has-
you
it-
got that peat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
it's
love
there.
that peat.
It's there. Are we going?
All
Cheers.
He's Mike.
It's got a burn.
Peppery. Let's see.
Yeah, it's definitely got a burn to it.
I would say the opposite. That's relatively smooth.
Really?
I would
I get
agree
the
with
burn.
you.
But
You
not in
got
the
the
bad,
burn.
but not close to what we've had.
My tongue is not tingling.
It's a
No, it's just the
Really?
initial.
It's,
Oh
an,
my
it's
God.
actually more of an
I gotta-
afterburn for me,
Yeah,
It is
it's
a little bit down
it's
the
an
back of the
afterburn.
throat, coming
but
down
it's
the throat,
not
Eddie.
bad at all.
No, no,
this
it's,
is
it's pleasant.
Yeah, it's a pleasant burn. if
it's
there's
in the
such a
the
thing.
lower half of the pepperiness that I've had with other bourbons. I would say.
Okay, and we've determined you have to get 3 sips into a bourbon
Okay.
or any whiskey
or anything.
to truly judge it.
Any
Because
drink.
your first one is never going to be your first one. You got to get that mouth feel. You got to get a little used to it. Got to get that teeth licking like he just did. You got to get that. Okay.
Definitely piled on the sweet in that second sip,
Really?
which is not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. Just saying I got more of it there. I got a little more sweet and a little less burn on
I'm
the
getting
second.
very little burn off.
I get the
this.
afterburn.
Well, it's in the afterburn though.
Yeah.
It's not right up front. It's
It's not. It's not.
yeah. It's the finish.
Okay. All right. Gentlemen's 3 sips in yet?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 3 in.
Basically.
Pull out some cards.
It's like, well, basic.
I'm a sipping 2/3 in. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Thinking.
We do fractions if you need to. By the way.
I think
You know,
I'm going with a straight up
1.2, 2.1.
going with a straight up number here.
Okay. All right. You sure about that? You confident with that?
No, but
Okay. All right.
I mean there is no right or wrong
There
answer.
is
to this.
always the wrong answer. Anything that opposes my answer is the wrong
Oh.
answer.
Oh, okay.
I just
Wow.
wanted to make sure I comment on that. Okay.
Well, you're obviously going
Uh,
with a fraction answer. You
I
have
am.
Two.
I
He's got
am.
Two.
I am going with a
I'm
fraction.
not sure I agree with you.
I'm gonna go
Oh,
with
but you don't even see it. Did you see it? You
It
saw
doesn't
it.
matter. It's different than mine because I only.
Point.
Agree to
Counterpoint.
disagree.
Jane, you ignorant slut. Okay. Let's
All right.
let's
The
reveal.
big reveal.
Ready?
1,
1, 2,
2, 3.
3. Oh, what do we got? Wow. All right. All right,
Logan. Logan here gave it a 3.
I gave it a 2.5.
Really?
What did you get?
4.
I gave it a 3.1.
Ooh.
So obviously, Mike and I know this bourbon. Well, you gave it a 3.
Yes.
So that's actually pretty good. So Warwick's the only one who has no idea what he's talking about.
This is literally 1 point below.
2 points.
He had a 3.
Oh, then him. Yeah, but 2 points below mine, and like a whole 1.5 below Mike's.
Yeah, but what,
Jesus.
there's no point to that.
I see what he did there.
Wow.
All right, well, let's hear it. Since you have the low man on the totem pole, what do
So,
you got?
I mean, it's enjoyable. I do. Maybe it's just maybe it's just my mouth,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like I have a burn. I mean, it's like
The burn lessened for me after
Yeah,
a couple of sips. That initial one though was
And it's part of the experience.
and I will say
agreed.
I could have easily have done a 3, like, and I literally had
It was
even
1
apparently
point
it
away
wasn't
from
too easy.
We got to explain that because if there is no 3 points or 2.6, there's no 2.7, no 2 point. Pretty much the next level after 2.5 is a 3.
Yeah, so basically when I do a 2.5, it didn't quite make 3, but it was pretty damn close. I could just as easily have done a 3.
So it could easily be rounded to 3.
Yes.
I'm getting a little bit more cherry, getting a little bit more caramel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a little bit more flavor the more I drink it. Which in the first one, it was smooth. It had the pungency, it had a smoke, it had a peat. But I think I'm really getting the flavors now after about 4 or 5 sips.
It's definitely, like, I say similar. I mean, it's like I'm easily like 5 or 6 into this, and it's even the burn is lessening.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling the flavor. I feel like, you know, the warmth. I definitely feel a little bit of the caramel. It has like a sweetness to it. I don't know quite that I'd say cherry, but I mean it's growing on me. It's definitely growing on me.
Yeah.
I'm noticing that if I move it around my mouth and it's hitting different spots, the burn.
You mean because you're
Shows up.
swishing it around so now it hits
Yes.
this side?
Which-
and
which-
Wow,
swishing
I'm trying to
hits
be
the other
serious
side of your
here.
mouth.
Which-
Okay.
We're
No,
talking about
I wasn't going to laugh.
I know.
And then I'm like, okay, immaturity is okay.
I notice if I
And
gargle
scene.
with it, I choke on it. I notice if I
For some
stick my
reason, it's
finger on my
gagging me
throat,
back there.
right in the back of my throat.
It's hitting my tonsils. I don't know. It's, anyway,
Guys,
no,
I'm going to have to leave here.
everyday barbecue. No, no, but yeah, it seems that it's got the more I feel like if I drank more each sip,
Yeah.
then you start to get less of the burn and you notice more of the other stuff. But when it
That's
was
what's
hitting
happening
different
for me.
points in my mouth,
Sure.
then
I
that's when it.
I totally agree. And
Yeah.
there is the front of the palate, the back of the palate. You know, things that like you don't notice at first, but then as it washes down, you
Yeah.
can taste those flavors a little bit more.
Yeah, 'cause it's
I got to say, it didn't taste as scotchy as I was
No,
hoping
no.
it was going to taste.
No, it smelled more scotchy than it tasted.
Yeah.
But I will say that, like, for the amount of flavor that it has, so a lot of times when you find a bourbon that has that wide range of flavor included with the pepperiness, right? It ends up being overpowering to a point to where it takes the smoothness away.
Agreed.
This doesn't really do that.
I
This, I think,
totally
I could
agree.
have 2-3 glasses of this before I might get sick of it.
I totally agree with that.
Now it's different because like certain like Four Roses, there's a Four Roses I have at home that's just so, and it's good,
Yeah.
but it's a 1 glasser because there's
it's
so
very
much
flavorful, very
so much
robust.
flavor,
Sure.
so robust that you just can't do more than 1 glass.
Yeah.
This I could do more
Yeah.
than 1 glass.
Yeah, I totally agree with that because the flavor is very robust. But I also agree with all that going on. I think things like the Solara cask are taking away from it because I don't think the Solara casks do anything for it here. I think you got enough with the smoke and the peat and, you know, the extra aging when they do the finishing and stuff like that. I think having the Solara cask actually took away a little bit for me because I can taste it and it's not the right taste to go along with
Yeah,
the
it doesn't
other
fit.
flavors.
But,
Doesn't
but do you
fit.
think that finishing they did, that's what gives the smell, right? You know, it's like
Agreed.
that's
Yeah.
where
Totally
we're getting
agree.
the smell from. And,
Totally
and I
agree.
think, and it's the aging process, the regular aging process for the bourbon is where we're getting the taste from. So there's a little bit of overlap.
There's a lot
See,
of
I was
overlap. There's a lot.
getting my thought on it was that maybe the Solara was what actually allows that smoothness so that you can actually taste the other stuff in it because that
Well,
pungency for that strong burn could be overpowering, and I'm wondering if that's what's bringing that down.
so
Just enough.
if we're talking about what the bourbon is, because they have a 4-grain bourbon and a Solara aged bourbon mash bill. So I don't know if that means it's finished in Solara or if the whole aging process is in Solara casks.
Okay.
I'm assuming the whole aging process because they say a Solara aged bourbon, not a Solara finished bourbon.
Right.
Right? So I'm assuming that's what they mean by that. And if that's the case, you know, I give them props for mixing 2 different bourbons. It might be the
And if they're
4-grain
watching
in
this,
both
they
of them,
could
but
let us know.
Listen,
in the comments.
Yes.
they're in Waukegan.
Yeah.
We're
maybe,
not
maybe
far
we
from
drive up there.
Waukegan.
Oh, we'll definitely tag
We're
them.
just down the street from you. So
by about.
Let's
45
find out
minutes,
what you're all about. I will say there wasn't just this one by this company. There were a couple others.
Okay.
So the
And then we can
smoke
ask
and
how it's
see
pronounced
caught
too
me.
while we're there.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, that would help.
And you saw this in Indiana, but you haven't seen this in Illinois.
I honestly haven't looked for it, to be perfectly honest with you.
That's the first time I've
So-
ever seen anything
Yeah.
like that.
I have not seen it before.
Right. And the bottle, the plainness of the bottle, I say it's plain bottle, but I like that because a lot of times the bottle is so cool and you taste the whiskey and you're so disappointed.
Is it plain though? I see
has-
some
it's-
embossing.
yeah,
There is some
it's
embossing
raised-
on it, but it's
yeah.
subtle. When you're looking at it on a shelf, you
Right,
see
right.
blue
You're not
with
seeing
tiny
that, yeah.
type.
It's
Right?
because we got such excellent lighting here.
But it
Now, did you
it
break
brought me
the
in.
did you break the price of this
I
to
did
the
not
rest of
yet.
the crew?
I did
All right,
not
so
yet.
maybe something fun to do.
Yes, it
Ooh.
is.
Yeah, and that's what
guessing
we
game.
do normally do that.
Oh, okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Right?
So this is not an original idea.
You should have said,
No, we do
great
that
suggestion,
constantly.
Mike.
We that is a
Gee, hey, nobody
that is
ever
a-
thought of that before.
You know what we should call it? We should call it price. Price is
Right.
Price is right.
Oh,
Oh, my
that
God!
is
Oh my
right.
goodness.
What a
Wow.
concept!
What?
And you know what? You have to get as close as you can without
Going
going
over.
Oh,
Over,
that's
yeah.
the trick without going over.
Yeah.
That's
You go
the
over,
key.
you're done.
Oh.
Nobody's done that before.
That's
$1,
deep,
Bob.
fellas. That's
Nobody's
deep,
done
fellas.
it. All right, let's hear it.
I'm going to guess 45.
You seizure?
Are you talking
45.
about what you paid for it in Indiana?
Yeah.
Adjusted for inflation, I can tell you what it would probably cost up here. So let's go by the up here prices.
I'm gonna base on yeah, I'll say 49.
Because not every, by the way, not every bourbon is $10 to $15 cheaper in Indiana.
I'm gonna
There's most
say
of them.
That doesn't matter.
$59.95, Bob.
Wow, it's lawn. You-
Now, in no way does my guess on price reflect what I think of the bourbon.
No.
So I don't want-
Wait a minute, that's not necessarily true. If you really love it, you would probably rate it a higher price.
That's not
Not
true because
necessarily.
I know
Okay.
I've got plenty of experience with lower cost bourbons that
Okay.
are better than higher dollar bourbons. In some cases, it may not be all the time, but
Four
it
Roses
happens.
is a good example of that.
I agree with you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go $38.
Okay, so let's review the price.
49.
49,
$59.95.
59,
$38.
56.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nice
Nice.
work, sir.
And you didn't go
Yeah.
over.
I know.
Yeah. So
Oh wait, you did.
you did go over. You went 59.
Oh,
Yeah, so
And
then I
you
win.
said- and what did you
Yeah.
say?
Dun, dun, dun.
49. Okay.
49.
49.
So
I was still closest though.
now, mind you, the other bourbons that they had were less expensive. They were more like 32, 35, which is really the sweet
I'm
spot
thinking
of
a
bourbon.
local like that's. I was
Yeah.
thinking about like where they are and the fact that I haven't heard a lot about them
Right,
before, and
right.
perhaps that's what influenced. my
Maybe in
guess,
Indiana
but
it's considered an import.
could be.
Well, to Indiana it was an import.
Well, that's what I mean.
They're going to call us up. They're going to go, holy shit, we're in Indiana?
Yeah.
How did we get in Indiana? But,
Where did you get that bottle? You're not supposed to have that.
right. We haven't even released it yet.
You heard it here first.
But I give them props for trying something new. It drew me in.
Yeah,
the salt and
it's
sea
growing
and
on me.
smoke. I'm all about smoke, salt, sea.
It's not false advertising.
I
No,
agree.
no.
I think it's very good. I think there's a lot going on. I think it needs to be refined a bit.
Maybe a little less complex.
Maybe a little less complex, only because it doesn't always translate and doesn't always work. But I like the salt. I like the sea. I like the smoke. I like the peat.
But so the thing I think is interesting
You're a poet, you didn't know
is, and I'd like to know, did this ultimately come out after the Jefferson Ocean ones were released?
It's a great question.
Because
idea.
Because to me, it's like when we first had that first bottle of Jefferson Ocean,
Oh my
you
God.
open that bottle, and legitimately you could smell the ocean.
Absolutely.
It depends on what voyage.
It was
you
almost
get,
like
though,
it was
too.
almost like
Yeah.
the Bush Light commercials.
because
when
there's
you
like
open that
multiple
bottle, it's like,
voyages, and they're not all the same.
That's true. I can't remember what our original one was, but I've had like two other ones, and they haven't been drastically different. But yes, they've definitely been.
I've
a
had
difference
20,
to it.
23, 24, and
I think-
28, I believe.
Yeah, I think 28 is the most recent one that I saw.
Yeah.
So I've
And
got
23
about,
was
I told you,
Caribbean, I believe, right?
Well, they've got another one out that's not necessarily that's aged in what did they say? The high temperature one. They've got one that's what was that called? Oh, see, now I got to look it up because now you guys are
Look
gonna
it up,
tax
old
me
man.
on it.
Yeah, the Jefferson's Ocean was like, I don't think I've even tried their original, like the non-ocean one. I saw that.
I don't think I have either. I think
Yeah.
I think he, for my birthday, brought me about. Was it you?
20, yeah, Voyage 24, I think that was.
20. Well, it was
Is it 22?
Car-
24.
23 Caribbean.
Caribbean.
It's 23
The
Caribbean.
Okay.
Caribbean
Yeah,
is the
that
one you brought me.
Is it Caribbean, whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
Caribbean Queen. Sorry.
Tell us what the
Billy
correct way
Ocean.
to pronounce it is in the comments.
Yeah, everybody's got their own thing.
How can you?
Tropics, that's the one. So there's a Jefferson
That's- I
Ocean
haven't seen that one.
Tropics.
Interesting.
The Tropics one is literally,
Is there a voyage number for it?
it's a 28, or Voyage 28.
No, it's not 28.
Hold on.
Yeah, because I've had 28 before.
Yeah, it's not tropics.
They don't have a voyage number on it. They
Okay.
literally just say it's the tropics aged in humidity.
Nice.
Look how dark it is.
It
It
is
is.
because think about it. If you're in humidity, that son of a bitch that oak is just bleeding flavor.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you got a whiskey in there to draw it out, you are just taking everything it's got.
That right there might be pretty good.
That would be fantastic. It's about $100 a bottle.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's a standard $69 usually?
He's 69, 70. Yeah, in fact, I haven't seen it for more than 70.
Costco, like the very first one I had, it was at Costco for $40.
Yeah.
It was like one of the roadshow.
An ocean?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
that
cheap.
very first
Yes.
one that I got.
That's
the,
real
I'm
cheap.
very
the
upset
the
by
reason
that.
why I got it was the fact that it was a roadshow event at Costco.
So the barrel-aged Voyage 28 that I just bought, that was about $70 or $75.
Yeah. Seems about right.
But it's a cask strength for Voyage 28. This does not have a voyage to it, but it does say, that's the whole
How
thing,
does that?
tropics.
How would you compare it then? I guess I should ask the
It's-
group.
it's
How would you compare?
practically
No. How would you
black
compare
liquor.
this to the oceans that we've had?
Well, and that was actually the point I was really trying to go to. So to me, it's like I don't. Again, when I remember when I had that first smell of the ocean, it's like you smelt the ocean.
Yes.
I mean, you really
Yep.
did.
Yep.
I don't.
I was
with
waiting to
this.
hear seagulls.
I think this is a little bit different. I think this is going to depend more on the wood, because the tropics is going to be, that wood's going to just seep into this stuff. You can tell from how dark it is, and they do say that part of the tropics that they got this from was Singapore. So I don't know how that adds to the flavor or takes away from the flavor or anything, but that's. However, we're supposed to be reviewing
Yes.
Oppidan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's a comparison. It's a
Oppidan.
good contrast. Though.
It is a
I
good
like
contrast.
this.
It is a good
Oppidan.
contrast.
I
do.
don't
I
like it as
more and
much
more.
as I like Jefferson Ocean.
Oh no.
Right.
Okay, all right.
But I do like it a lot. Like Jefferson Ocean is one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites.
I agree.
So we're at 23 minutes.
That sounds perfect.
Yep.
So as we kind of explained at the beginning, there's a little bit of a new concept of the idea of putting up like shorter videos of that are longer than shorts that are just
Did you just say longer than short?
yes. Shorter
Thank you for
videos that are
clarifying
longer
that.
than
Longer
shorts.
than shorts.
I wasn't sure.
Shorts.
Oh,
Hashtag
Shorts.
shorts.
like
Yeah.
stuff you guys wear in the summer. Just
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
Anyway, let us
was
know
gonna
what
say
you
you
think
guys, not me.
of this kind of idea. Let us know what he's still
I'm gonna
talking
say
over
something.
there.
We just
about that.
needed an excuse. To
It
drink.
is 100 and what is the temperature?
102.
Right
It's
now
like
it's
102.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
it's Tom
Now
down.
it's
That's
in-
probably
now
close
it's
to
in the
we-
low 90s.
We
but
reached a peak
at
temperature with
late
heat
90s.
index today of 110 roughly.
Yep.
I
Correct.
think 113 by me. So.
And Lon is wearing blue jeans, just so everybody.
And
a
flannel. Yeah.
And a flannel.
He's sweating like a stuffed pig, showing his junk.
Yes.
I don't like shorts.
Anyway.
I don't get shorts, man. I just
Thank
don't
you,
get it.
everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Let us know what you think about this one, and let us know if
can
you want
find
us to
it.
do more.
And the folks over at Oppidan or Oppidan or whatever, we're going to
Oppidan.
contact you, man. I think we got some stuff we could
We're gonna
work on
hashtag
here.
the
I'd
shit out
really
of
like
this
to
thing.
try some of the other ones
We would
because
like
this
to
is
try.
yeah,
We would like
I
to
would
try
like
your
to.
wares.
this is some good shit. This is some very
To
good shit.
Support a local distillery.
You got it.
Absolutely.
We're all about that. Love it.
See you later, guys.
Oh,
Cheers.
Should we do
Thank you.
social media on that? Yeah, we'll do
Yeah,
social
yeah.
media.
And
Social
it'll go like
media,
right around here.
mostly
somewhere
over
around
Logan's
here.
face.
Yeah.
And
I know what they're
Please.
pointing at.
there you go. And we're good.